everyone, welcome to day 10 of the Friendly Junk Journal People's Facebook groups 12 days of junk journal gift ideas. Day 10, unbelievable. It has really gone fast. I'm absolutely amazed how quick this has gone. Well, today is making Christmas cards and envelopes today. So I've chosen Norella Calico Collage, her winter kit from last year, because it's absolutely beautiful. And the basics of the cards basically is that you basically just cut them out and fold them. This is how wonderful these images are. There is, you know, very little work in making these, but they are stunning. And if you have a problem with postage, because nowadays I used to do a lot of decoupage work, and as soon as you started putting on your top layers, you were into a large packet which cost you nearly twice as much to send. So I've got those, and then I've made a lovely envelope that they slip really easily into. Like this. So quick and easy, and then you've got your envelope, and I think that is such a pretty paper. So let me just show you the ones I'm using. I'm not going to show you the whole of the kit, but just the ones I'm using from Norella today. Now these are the papers that I'm using today, and they are gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. I just absolutely love these. I think anybody, you've got a card made with this, you would be over the moon. And once you've made your card, you can then embellish if you want to. You know, these really do give you the either or. You can decide which way you want to go. I'll just stick together. That gorgeous image. And then for the paper, this is the backing paper that I'm using for the envelopes. So that's the parts, but this kit is really big. There are more papers, and there's a lot of embellishments in this kit too. So let me show you how to do the envelope first. Now, I printed on this as big as I could get it, basically, on my computer. Now I have a tiny little white border on this one, which is next to nothing, but you just trim that off. Now to make this envelope, sorry, I need to get my big huggy board in. The first thing you do is you score 1 centimetre in at this edge. And this is what you're going to stick your envelope down, you know, you're going to stick it together with, there. Then at the top, you score 2 centimetres, here. Okay. Bend your little flappy bit over, and once you've got that little bit bent over, bring these two sides together and just gently squeeze so you know where the middle is. This is the cheats way, so you don't have to do a lot of measuring. Then you line this up and you score down there. Oops, it's up a bit too high. Okay. And then I just do my folding. So I've got all my folding bits done. Now this little tiny bit here, you need to cut that bit out. So take that bit off there. And then this long piece here, you need to remove that as well. Like that. Now on the flap bit here, you want to just make it look like an envelope, don't you? And hang on to that bit, turn it over, and cut the other one the same. You can eyeball it, but it's the same as with tags. Guarantee they'll not look the same. And then you'll end up cutting a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. And by the time you finish, you just throw the tag and start again. that is your envelope. As quick and easy as that. So it's, just go through it again. 1 centimetre here, which is just under 1/2 inch. 2 centimetres here, which is just under 1 inch. And then find the middle here. Okay. Now, traditionally envelopes are made like this, where you bend this bit over. Oops, it's not sitting quite. Let's bend that down properly. You just envelope. You glue this bit on here. Yes, there is glue in there. It just decided it was disappearing, so I blew it under. Okay, stick that down like that. Now, you are supposed to stick the bottom bit down first. But if you don't and you do like me and you forget, you just stick your nozzle in and you just squirt it like that. And the glue didn't even come out. Come on. There it goes. Too much sleep. The glue's had too much sleep today. It's not woken up yet. I think I'm going to stick him upside down. Stick him in my fruit bowl. And that's your envelope. As quick, as simple as that. That's your envelope. And you couldn't make it any easier, could you? So that's your envelope bit. Now, the card bit. With the cards, again, when you get your piece of card, so I've got one here, this one will do. Right, and you've got it to size. Now, I printed this on your computer on Microsoft. If you take your images out of the zip file and make a separate folder, when you click to print, you get where you can put 2 to a page, that bit. Now, this measures 20 centimetres by 25 centimetres. I haven't a clue what that is in inches. But basically what you need to do is you need to make this fit inside your envelope. So obviously the size of the cards that you're making will be, and your envelopes, will depend on the paper that you're using. Now all I do with this is I will bend this over, like I did before, find my halfway mark, and then I will score that down. Do try to score as much as you can on cards, because otherwise the card can crack and it doesn't look very nice, and it doesn't bend and fold as well. You know, it looks like a child's made it, that sort of thing, like that. And that will give you a perfect looking card. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to trim off approximately 2 centimetres. Now on this card, obviously the logic is you take it off the bottom. So it depends on where your image is. If you take that little bit off, it will fit in your envelope perfectly. Quick and easy. And these images, the way these images are done, you have enough to remove some. Like on this one, I took a little bit off the bottom and a little bit off the top, and it fits inside. Right, now, when you've done your cards, the important bit is to put this bit in. Now, this is the bit you have your words on. You know, you will write down, you know, you can use a stamp with Merry Christmas on. You could use a kit and use the words from there. It's up to you. Or you could just leave it blank and then you can write it out yourself. Now, if you put this in your card, it makes it look more professional. But the thing you have to remember is that it needs to be a bit smaller. Now, I'm hoping you can see that this is a little bit smaller all the way round than the actual card. So how you would do that is you'll get a piece of paper. Oops. And you would literally, I'm hoping you're in frame okay, you would literally do this. You lay it on and you'll think, right, well, I've got a little bit of a border there, a little bit of border there, and you just do the pencil method, where you think, right, well, that's where I need to cut there. And then you'd come down the bottom and you will mark and you'll say, right, well, that's where I need to cut there. And once you've done one and you've got it to the right size, obviously they're all going to be the same. Doing paper, you can probably cut 2 or 3 at the same time anyway. So that is how easy it is to get your insert in. And then afterwards, you just use a stamp or any images you've got. You can even take the images, you know, from a kit and pop a little image down here or something. The world's your oyster. But that is your basic card. Now, if these were made half the size, and you made about 5 or 6 with envelopes, these would be amazing notelets. Now, I don't know whether you can all remember notelets, but it used to be really traditional that at Christmas, guarantee somebody would give you a little box of notelets. And they were great for saying thank you to people. Quick little card, and you'll post it off, thank you for whatever they've done for you. But obviously, if you're doing the notelets, you don't put this bit in. You just have the card, and it would be half the size like this, and you would then make a wee box to pop them in, or you could even just wrap them with some pretty ribbon or something. And I know a lot of people would really, really appreciate that, to have those as, you know, they can use them as their notelets and their little thank you cards. Now, if you are using these images and you are leaving it at this stage, a lot of us like to put on the back, handmade by. Now, yes, you are hand making these, but this particular one, because you're not doing anything to it, you're just cutting off the white bits and folding, please put on the back that the image came from Calico Collage. That is to cover you with the copyright situation. Now, once you've got to this stage, you then decide if you're going to embellish it or not. Now, I've got the angel one here, this little lass with the angel, and I thought I would decoupage the image up. I'm just going to check that you are in the right place. Yeah, when you're filming in a different way and with different things, you have to make sure. So I've just cut out the elements. I fussy cut them out before because you don't want to spend forever watching me fussy cut. Now, this is from an Amazon envelope. This is where I was cutting the bits off the other day, and I was using this, and I thought, right, I'm going to hang on to those bits. This makes perfect what you would normally have as your foam pads. This is brilliant because it's not very thick. And when you're doing coupage and you want to try and get this in the post on the normal envelope, you know, the normal postage rate, you know, for a letter folded in half, use something like this. Just cut it into little squares. Ping. I'm going to ping everywhere now, aren't they? Like this. And this is all you need to pop down your images, and you just glue them on the back. If you've got foam, make sure it's that one that's about 1 milliliter thick. Really, milliliter. Been on the drink again. 1/10 of a centimetre, millimetre. Having blind moments, because you need it to be thin. When we used to do decoupage years ago, you used to have about 5 layers, and the foam pads in those days were quite thick, so you'd add about 1 inch to your card sometimes. And they used to have to go as what we call in the UK large packet size. And if you had about 40 cards to post, it cost a fortune. It really did, to post all these. You know, I've had it upside down and it's still not wanting to come down today, that glue. Do a couple more. Oops, I've got a bit of something on it. Little leggies. And we can all remember cutting the foam pads into several little pieces to do those tiny little bits of decoupage that had to be added. You know, you'd get this minute flower or something and you're there and you're thinking, how am I going to get that with a foam pad behind? But I used to love doing decoupage, you know, sitting there fussy cutting out. It is very, very relaxing. Right, and then obviously you pop your glue on the back of this. The glue will come down. Here it goes. I'll try to be clever and stick it in the food bowl so it behaved itself. Now I'm going to have to move this right up close so I can get this right over the image. There we are. Now I'm hoping you can see that wee tiny gap, but that's enough. You don't need a deep one, and that will still go as a normal package. So let's get a little bit more card. Now I have got foam pads. I've got the great big rolls of foam pad, but I would much rather recycle and reuse and use the bits that we have. And just think of the money you're saving just by using a bit of envelope. Glue, I stuck you over there, didn't I? Pop him on there. Now I hope you've managed to have time to watch the other lasses doing this, particularly our Linda Israel. She's made some amazing things. But if you haven't, I know Linda Israel always does a playlist, and I'm doing a playlist of mine, and I will, once the 12 days are finished, add the rest of the girls on it, their videos, so that over the holiday period, if you want to see these, then you can, because all the makes that have been done would be invaluable to watch and use, and not do Christmas theme, but to use them for whatever journal you're making, because there's just a wealth of information in there. There really is. I think the only thing we haven't done is sew in a signature and make a cover. And this has been going on for a couple of years. I can't remember exactly when they started it. I think it was about 3 years ago. But Linda has the full playlist of how long they've been doing this for. Now on here, I don't know whether you can see, but there's very faint lace. So I thought I might pop a little bit of lace on. I'm not sure whether I need to go. I might have to lift that image up actually. That one, or whether to go with this one. What's this one like? That would be thicker. No, I think the thin one. So I'm actually going to lift that image up. Daft maggot. Things we do when we're making things. Oh, we've got to move that one. And how many Australian cards have you done? Oh goodness, the times you know, and you check it and you think, yeah, I've definitely got that the right way round, and then you go to open it and it opens backwards. Sorry. I swear glue really does get affected by the weather. I know glue can freeze. Somebody, oh yeah, Victoria Minksy, she'd actually said on her channel one day about glue freezing, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'd never thought about glue freezing. It was one of those things that was not something I needed to know at the time, and yeah, I looked it up, and glue, you know, and if it freezes and it's left for too long, it actually changes the chemical compounds of it, and you can't use it then. So watch your glue if the weather changes. So you'll be watching your pipes and you'll be watching your glue at the same time. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? Just trim that tiny bit of lace off. There. And she looks pretty. And I think I'm going to put a tiny, tiny bit of glitter on this one as well. Just move me homemade foam pads. There we go. Now, where should I pop that? I need to put my insert back in as well. Where are we going to put the glitter? She's got like this white fluffy fur around her here. I think that would probably be the best place to put the glue, wouldn't it? Just on her cuff. And there's a little fluffy bit here and here. Of course, in these days, it would probably have been real fur, wouldn't it? I've actually got a muff that my mum made when she was at school, and it's made from ocelot. And obviously nowadays we wouldn't wear real fur, but obviously I kept it because she made it. And you think of all the silver screen lasses, you know, it was the thing to do, wasn't it, to have fur, you know, and they cost a fortune. And, you know, if a guy brought you a fur coat, you know, oh my goodness, you know, you think of the Doris Day type films and what have you. So I'm going to use the Dawn Bibby powdered crystal again, I think, on this one, because it's got such an amazing shimmer. And it's also got that little pink glint to it. And I think the pink glint with the pink in the back of this would really, really go well together. There. All cosy and pretty. There's a little bit there that seems to have been missed. And this doesn't feel like glitter. This feels like talcum powder. I know it sounds funny, but it does. It feels like talcum powder. It's so fine. So let me just get that. I'll pop them in there. And get that lid on quick. Nothing worse is there than glitter. So let me just glue my insert in. Now you glue the front page so that it comes open and you can see the message. If you glue it the other way around, you open it up and the thing stays closed. And when you're doing it, fold your card onto where you are, and then you know it's going to be in the right place and it's not going to be too far back or too far forward. Now, see what I mean? If you open this now, it falls open at where your message is going to be. If you don't have it on there, if I turn it round, just so if you glued the back, when you open your card, this is staying closed and it looks more like a book. So you need to glue that way round. And you glue it onto the front so that it comes open. And you can put a stamp message in here. You could use a digital print off message in here, or just handwrite it. Is really up to you. But I think these are absolutely gorgeous. I really do. I am just so pleased that I was told to do Christmas cards today with envelopes, because I've really, really enjoyed this. It was so relaxing to do. And if you put them together, how beautiful is that? If you received that in the post, you'd be absolutely over the moon. You really would. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Tomorrow's day 11. Oh my goodness. So we've only got 2 more days to film after this, and it's just, oh my goodness. It's been a roller coaster ride, and I have learned so much. So much about using your own imagination. You know, you decide, you literally have the words. That's all you have is the words when you do this one. And it, you know, you get, it just says Christmas cards and envelopes, and then you go with it. And I love that. I love that sort of challenge. So maybe more of you will join us next year to do some videos, because it really is well worth it, and the community out there is incredible, and the feedback you get, it makes you glow. It really does, because you know people appreciate it, and I appreciate you too. I appreciate every one of you. Please subscribe to the other girls who are doing this. There's about 5 or 6 of us all together. One or two of them are only doing 1 or 2, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you need to think about what you're going to do, and you have to prep it and everything, and I so appreciate that. I really do, from the other girls. So thank you for being here. Have an amazing day. Love and blessings to you all. Bye.